Hi, I'm Zane Lamprey. In this episode, I go 3 sheets to Moscow. I drink vodka, beer, among other things, and a guy beats the crap out of me with a branch. It's a good show. Wind up.
Every night, in every city around the world, it happens. People pour into local watering holes to, well, drink. It's my mission, that's me, to traverse the globe, getting to know these different people and their drinking customs. Bellying up to the bar, and with any luck, making some new friends. Warning, when drinking in Moscow, dress appropriately.
You put a hat and a bra on me.
You'll see more of that later.
You wear the bra!
No.
But first, Moscow. It's been the capital of the Russian Empire, the Soviet Union, and now the Russian Federation. Technically speaking, it falls within Europe. Yet to many outsiders, it represents the heart of the so-called Eastern Bloc. For me, it represents the heart of the so-called Vodka Belt. But vodka ain't the only thing that'll blow you away in these parts.
Did you make this?
Закрыт, а потом...
You made it out of old Soviet missile parts?
That's what we do.
Now the question, can I hold my own with quite possibly the toughest drinkers on the planet?
At any moment, police can arrive and kick our asses out.
Find out when I go 3 sheets to Moscow.
The thing about shooting in Russia in the winter is that it's cold. But if you dress accordingly, long underwear, gloves, big furry dog sleeping in my head, and vodka, it's much easier to stay warm. Okay.
Yes, a little vodka would take the edge off, but I'm told that to truly prepare myself for the coming drinking excursion, I should first pay a visit to a Russian bathhouse. Now, I've been warned that strange things happen in Russian bathhouses, but then again,
Bathhouse.
strange things happen on this show, so I'm in.
Oh, hi there.
This is Moscow's famed Sanduny Banya, known as the Tsar of Russian bathhouses. It's been around for over 200 years. And like most traditional Russian bathhouses, the women and the men have their own separate facilities, and there's no crossover.
How are you?
This is Alexander, and this is Gregory. I'm going in there.
I hope you're in the mood for a lot of male nudity and an overall sense of awkward uncomfortableness, because that's what you're gonna get when you watch this scene.
Take this off. It's a show for you. Here you go, Curtis.
The first step is to lay face down in a sauna that hovers around a sweltering 190 degrees Fahrenheit.
You getting fogged up, Curtis? You getting hot, buddy?
Next, a gathering of twigs is used to give my sweaty back a thorough lashing.
It's almost like I said something about your mother.
This is supposed to promote healthy circulation. After a refreshing plunge into 40-degree Fahrenheit water,
Lay down.
I once again assume the position while Gregory lathers my naked body with soap.
Oh, yeah. Usually when I'm on the road, I have Curtis, the camera guy, do all this. But in Russia, they have other people that do that.
After a full-body workup, we rinse. And I have to admit, I'm feeling ready for just about anything Russia throws my way.
Thank you very much.
Good thing, because when I exit the sauna, I stumble upon a very conveniently located bar.
Okay?
Food. Yes, Rick.
Sit down, please.
In addition to the food, the guys have some beer and a bottle of Russia's drink of drinks.
Just a moment.
Yes, please.
С легким паром.
С легким паром.
1, 2, 3. С легким паром.
Slokim Putum is a commonly spoken phrase here, which means easy steam. Basically, we're toasting to a relaxing bath with a shot of vodka. Which reminds me, this isn't a show about Eastern European spas, it's a show about drinking. So, let's talk vodka. Russian vodka is traditionally a clear, neutral-flavored spirit of at least 75 proof, made from potatoes or grains. And while countries outside the vodka belt embrace a wider definition that allows for other source materials, such as grapes, beets, and berries, the Russians and their vodka belt comrades think that's a bunch of BS, and they're holding tight to their standards.
Good vodka.
Это бутафория.
The vodka we're drinking is Sanduni vodka, made specifically for the Sanduni bathhouse, and only available for purchase here. The recipe is top secret, but I can tell you that it's considered premium vodka, and it's 80 proof.
It's pretty good.
Да, блин.
Yeah, that's nice. Smoking fire.
Паром.
As for the beer we're having, the guys thought some Coronas would hit the spot. No, not that kind. This is Sibirskaya Corona, which means Siberian Crown.
I Jim copped a little bit. I don't know if you guys do that over here. I don't know if that's Jim the Russian or whatever it is, but I did it.
Sibirskaya Corona is considered one of Russia's premium beers. It's a lager of around 4.4% with a light hoppiness. Perfect for washing down the spread of delicacies set out before us.
Yes, Russian rock.
It's a freshwater crawfish, and get a load of this.
Тарань. Vodka.
This is karushka. It's fish that's been salt cured and slowly smoked into kind of a fish jerky.
Корюшка. Корюшка.
Beating it makes it easier to remove the skin and pull the meat from the bones.
This is good. I like this fish.
Актер.
Who? What happened?
На завтра уволят.
You know what's awesome is the fact that we don't understand each other. I like it. You don't understand me, I don't understand you, and together we just sit here and just drink.
Да,
It doesn't matter.
еще бы.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I have to admit, I can't think of a better way to start the trip than this.
I feel pretty good right now.
Good enough to hit a bar. Now, I could hit one of Moscow's new upscale techno-blaring nightclubs stuffed with New Wealth capitalists, European tourists, and bling-laden posers. But the truth is, I'm in search of something less showy and more authentic. So I've come to a bar called Kitaisky Luchik for some local knowledge.
Look how he spells his name. Stas.
Stas, the bartender, pours me a familiar beer. Remember the Russian vodka room in New York City?
They're coming for the Baltica beer, the Russian beer. Okay.
Not only is Baltica beer exported to about 50 different nations worldwide, it's the top-selling beer in Russia with lager as their leading product.
Wow. That's good Baltica.
Yes, it is good Baltica.
What do I call you? Who?
Eugene.
Eugene.
Yes.
Eugene's a regular here, and he says there's something not on the menu that I absolutely have to try.
I think you should taste something. You hear about Samagon?
Samagon.
Samagon.
Okay, remember moonshine in Kentucky?
My mom, her daddy made moonshine to feed his family.
Well, I've been told that Samagon is sort of a Russian equivalent.
It's something that people make at their home.
Yes, it's difficult to explain to you. You know, you should taste it.
As drinking ambassador to the world, I can't dispute that. So can this guy hook me up?
Do you know someone who makes it?
Yes, I know some. It's not like a secret, but
Can you make a phone call?
now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll make a phone call
For you.
and find somewhere where I can go and try Samagon.
Конечно.
Who?
Sure, конечно. In Russian.
So is this just the beer talking, or can he really help? Coming up, I go in search of the elusive Russian Samagon.
It's like Russian moonshine. Why don't they just call it Russian moonshine then? Right? Does anyone know that? Is that weird?
day 2 in Moscow, and I just hope Eugene hasn't sent us on a Samagon goose chase.
It's difficult to explain to you, you know, you should taste it.
Why do I drink all this stuff? It's my job.
Eugene gave us directions to a small town about 50 miles northeast of Moscow called Zagorsk.
Cold.
I'm told that a guy named Victor awaits my arrival.
You make a samagon
Самогон.
in here? Can we go in?
Да.
Thank you.
Victor lost his leg during his Soviet military service, but that doesn't stop him from making regular trips to his dacha, which is sort of a country cabin for weekend getaways. And in Victor's case, for making samagon.
Now we make that in here, yeah?
Да.
Da?
Okay, before going any further, I'm required to inform you that 3 Sheets does not encourage you, the viewer, to attempt home distillation, as it can lead to explosions, severe drunkenness, or death by accidental poisoning.
Put this in here?
Да, да.
I'm getting water over your dacha.
Samagon, by definition, is homemade liquor. The word literally means self-distillate. It can be made from sugar, grains, fruits, root crops, and in some cases, people have reportedly made it with plywood, which can kill you. Yikes.
Значит, надо, чтобы было 15 литров воды.
And if you drink what we're making, you will be invincible.
Okay.
It's okay?
Fortunately, Victor's invincibility mixture contains no pressed wood and glue.
Так, берешь теперь половину.
I'm gonna get a knife for you.
Besides the warm water, it's just yeast and the safest of all main ingredients, sugar.
Now that I know how to make this, I'm gonna go downstairs when my wife is sleeping and make this stuff. And get hammered.
Посмотри,
You know what I'm talking about.
Хороший будет, все
The
нормально.
international language of drunkenness.
He's gonna let this ferment for 12 days and then distill it into hard alcohol.
Все, окей.
I'm done?
But lucky for me, I don't have to wait that long. Because after breaking out some munchies,
This is it.
he breaks out a bottle of finished product.
This is about a year old.
So how is it that making samagon has become so prevalent in Russia? It has a lot to do with the drinking laws of the previous century. In the early 1900s, during Tsarist Russia, the sale of alcohol was only permitted in restaurants. Then, during Soviet days, production and distribution was controlled by the government. And between 1985 and 1987, in an effort to discourage excessive drinking among Soviets, Gorby implemented so-called dry laws, raising taxes on booze and invariably leading to a rise in samagon production.
Я пас, я за рулем.
No, I'm not scared. I'm adventurous.
Today, it's illegal to sell samagon, but it is legal to make it for private consumption.
Yeah?
Давай.
You too.
So, if you want to try it, you have to meet someone like Victor, who's nice enough to share.
Я за рулем, я не могу.
You're driving?
The reason Victor's samagon is brown is because it's infused with a secret herb. Now the question, can I, Zane Lamprey, guess what herb he uses?
Wow.
Окей?
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't expect it to be that strong, that's all.
All I can taste is burn, which gets me wondering,
You want it?
can Curtis the cameraman detect any herbal flavors?
Закусывай огурец, бери за огурец, закусывай.
While Curtis desperately claws for a palate-cleansing pickle, I attempt to harden my palate with more sips.
This is good for one thing, my friend, and one thing only. It's just getting up.
My theory here is that if I can take enough small sips, I'll get past the burn and figure out that mystery herb.
What's the herb? Anise?
Анис нет. Зверобой постояла и цвет дал. Все.
It'll make you drunk and happy and good at games.
After a little back and forth with the translator, I learned that it's not anise, but rather a comparable tasting herb called zveroboy.
It tastes a little bit like Christmas. Christmas morning.
So what is zveroboy? Zveroboy literally means beast killer. While that sounds scary, in English, we call that same herb St. John's wort, as in the stuff often used in tea or as an herbal supplement. Lucky for me, there's no known evidence that it either kills beasts or causes saints to grow warts. I'll drink to that.
Wow. That's good samagon. Spasiba. Thank you so much.
Не за что.
So I've sipped Samagon in a Russian dacha, but it's time to get back to the city, where my guide Alex says he can get me into a real Muscovite house party. In a really old building with a bunch of squatters.
Что надо? Что надо, блин? Я спрашиваю.
Should I be afraid?
This is your place.
Well, it's not mine. I live here.
You live here. Are you not official here?
Absolutely
A
not.
bunch of cool cats.
Here too. At any moment, police can arrive and kick our asses out. Yeah.
Actually, there's nothing to fear here. Moscow is one of the most expensive cities in the world. Rents are through the roof, so it's not unusual for young people to stake an unofficial claim to an unoccupied section of a building and call it home. As the drinks start to flow, it becomes very clear that this is going to be the authentic Muscovite drinking experience that I'm in search of.
So there's a custom when you show up late, you have to drink
Like the penalty.
one that's a
Like a
penalty
penalty.
shot.
Penalty shots, yeah.
After gladly taking a penalty shot, one of the guys gives the Three Sheets professor a run for his money.
Okay, so there was this guy Mendeleev, who is the author of the chemical table of minerals, right?
Yeah.
And he's the one to invent vodka.
Wait a minute, Professor, can you verify this?
Why, yes, Dave. Dmitri Mendeleev created the ever-important periodic table of elements, which I adore ever so much. And while he did not invent vodka, he did set the standards for its production. In the 1890s, when he served as Russia's director of weights and measures, he determined that for vodka to reach its optimal quality, 1 molecule of ethyl should be diluted with 2 molecules of water. So enjoy your molecular mixture, Zane.
The molecular mixture we're drinking now is a popular brand of vodka called Putinka. Putinka first marched onto the Russian drinking scene when it was introduced to the market back in 2003. The Putinka tide spread quickly throughout Russia, becoming one of this great nation's top-selling brands. Much of its growth is due to its name, which is also a nickname of the popular and powerful Russian leader, Vladimir Putin. This association is somewhat of a sore spot for Putin because he doesn't approve of his name being used for commercial purposes. However, he has no legal recourse because Putinka is actually a nickname and not his real name. So, like it or not, he finds himself to be the unofficial mascot for a mass-produced Russian vodka that sells for about 130 rubles, or $5 a bottle.
That's good, Putin.
As we toast our Putinka, the guys become very eager to debunk some Russian stereotypes.
If you see any American film about Russians,
Yeah.
you will find somebody dancing like this.
Yeah, like spies like us.
This is a bull. This is stereotype.
Coming up, we'll attempt to clear up some misconceptions.
Bull completely.
Is it bull or is it old school?
Right now, I'm at a private party in Moscow where the guys tell me Americans have it wrong when it comes to Russian stereotypes.
But if you see any American film about Russians,
Yeah.
you will find somebody dancing like this.
Yeah, like spies like us.
This is a bull.
Okay, I think this is a good time to break out the Three Sheets book of Russian fallacies. First, the dancing thing.
I can dance like that.
Exactly. However, you can dance
But
like
you
that.
know why? Because I've seen a lot of Hollywood films.
You learn to dance like that from American films as opposed to anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's a stereotype.
Okay, now fallacy number 2. Whenever Russians open a bottle of vodka, do they really throw away the cap?
When you open a bottle, it is bad luck to not finish it. Therefore, when you open a bottle, you throw the cap out, which makes you forced to drink it.
Bull completely.
Is it bull or is it old school?
No, it's bull.
It's never happened.
No,
It's just
It was
bull.
never tradition.
no.
And last but not least, is it true that you never fill your own glass?
It's a stereotype. It's a bull. To take the vodka in your own glass yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do that. But this is a bull.
So there you have it. If you drink in Russia, you don't have to dance, you don't have to toss the vodka cap, and you can fill your own glass.
So let's drink for killing stereotypes in your show.
Yes, exactly.
Now that we've killed stereotypes, and and a lot of vodka, it's time for something different.
Why not try a Russian cocktail?
What's that?
It's called Yorsh.
Who's gonna drink it with me?
No one.
When the beer comes out to join the vodka, I have a pretty good idea where they're going with this. It's a Russian twist on a global classic. I've had flaming cucaracha bombs in Mexico, soju bombs in South Korea, sake bombs in New York City, flaming Frodos in the Philippines, Steve McKenna's Irish American in Kentucky, and now, here in Russia, it's Yorsches for everyone.
Oh, that's vile.
Yorsh, by the way, means rough,
Yeah, I know.
and they do go down a bit rough.
That's crazy, man.
You ready?
On that note, I think it's time to call it a night. We celebrated leaders.
That's good, Putin.
We've debunked stereotypes.
This is book.
And we've dropped some bombs.
That's crazy, man.
I've survived Moscow at its most hardcore.
That's awesome. Dude, that's awesome.
And in honor of that, I think now is a good time to drunk dial my mom.
Oh.
I'm speak English very badly.
That's my mom. It's the next morning, and though we survived last night, my guide Alex and I are definitely worse for the wear.
I hate you. A little bit. Really,
I'm disgusted with the both of us.
Alex has led me to one of the many fast food and beverage kiosks that line the streets of Moscow, which are magnets for hungover people looking for quick, convenient relief. Alex recommends a big, buttery baked potato.
That's pretty good. It's comfort food, you know?
That's what it is. That's the point.
High carbohydrate, high fat.
We also get a couple of cans of Siperskaya Corona for some hair of the dog. And yes, in Moscow, you can drink out in the open.
So how do you say hangover?
Когда ты вчера нажрался, а сегодня тебе очень фигово. That's what it is.
What did you say?
It means that you got drunk last night and this morning you feel like crap.
There's no one word that says hangover? Really?
Uh-huh.
In the Czech Republic, they say that you have a monkey.
A monkey?
Yeah.
I mean, you could say you have a monkey, but it wouldn't mean that you have a hangover. It would mean that you have a monkey.
Well, I don't know much about Russian monkeys, but I do know a thing or two about hangovers. And while this one is a doozy,
No здоровье.
it's a small price to pay when you consider the gravity of my visit. I drank in the buff, in the backwoods,
That's nice.
and in the company of newfound comrades. All in the name of international goodwill.
Ha ha ha, very funny, man.
Moscow, where diplomacy and drinking go hand in hand.
Suck it up, come on, let's go. Go.
Da-da-dum, 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 dum, dum, dum.
Now, you know the other rule in 3 sheets, right? You drink when you see Pleiplias, and you also drink when you see puppies! Puppies!
Why do they have to blur out my butt? It's natural. It's nice to blur out.